Good day and welcome to your favorite program, our favorite program, The Conversation, coming to you live from TV 360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Nelson Ekujumi. I'm a public affairs analyst. I have with me in the studio today Comrade Peter Opara, also a public affairs analyst. Peter Opara, good day.
Thank you.
And welcome to the program.
Thank you for having
me. Today we want to quickly look at a topical issue in the public space. Just yesterday, we woke up to the news that the majority leader of the Rivers State House of Assembly has been impeached. And before you could say hooray, news also filtered that the governor stormed the House of Assembly with a large number of people that you cannot really determine where they are from. And for me, that looked like an invasion. Because I expect that the governor's residence or his official place of work is the government house and not the House of Assembly, which is an entirely different institution from the executive. And the news filtered in that the governor was fired at. He even made, I watched him, he made that allegation that the CSO or the DCO fired at him, that he was sprayed with a water cannon, and what have you. And later on, we heard that there was a move by the House of Assembly to impeach the governor. And you and I know for free that impeachment is a constitutional process, either at the state, local government, or at the federal level. It is within the rights of the legislature. If they feel the executive has committed some constitutional infractions, it is within their right to employ that means to send a governor or a president or a local government chairman packing. But for me, I saw some of the actions of the governor as unconstitutional, as the meaning of his office. For the governor to be saying, oh, they said they want to remove me. What have I done? I don't think that is the public, the media, is a space for him to go and answer that question. There is a procedure if a governor is to be impeached. And also, the governor saying that the actions of the State House of Assembly in attempting to impeach him, that it is null and void. It is outside of his powers. The governor does not preside over the legislature. I think we need to rein in Mr. Fubara, the governor of Rivers State, in that regard. I saw what he did yesterday, even though I don't want to take sides. I don't know what is happening, but we have seen that about 8 legislators now said they gathered in one place, and the governor said, because I watched it, the chambers of the legislature was gutted by fire. We call on the police to investigate the cause of that fire with other relevant agencies and ensure that the law take its course. And the legislators now move their sitting to the, I think the conference room or so. And the governor now was making statements that was, to me, amounts to interfering in the legislative functions of the Rivers State of Assembly. I think the governor must be told that his functions remain within the executive arm of government, no matter what is happening. And a lot of insinuations, allegations, he's quarreling with his political godfather, who is the Minister for Federal Capital Territory, that's His Excellency Governor Nyesom Wike. I wouldn't want to know what is happening, but for me, I think it is within our purview now to call on all the gladiators that whatever route they want to take, they must ensure that they maintain the peace, law, and order in River States. They must ensure that the Constitution is not in any way assaulted, because I saw the governor resorting to extra executive, methods, trying to incite the people. And when you incite the people, you are calling for a breakdown of law and order. As much as the legislators, we have seen some said 24 SAT, some said 26 SAT, And if you ask me, I know for free that the Rivers State House of Assembly has just 32 members. So if 26 start somewhere and 24 start somewhere, if you do the arithmetic, 26 plus 24, it amounts to 50. And I want to ask whether some of those that started the 24 divided themselves into two, whether we have members of the Rivers State House of Assembly that are men or women of two parts. I don't know. But as a human being, I know I'm one man and I can't divide myself into two. So for me, I think what is playing out in Rivers State is something we must all condemn. We must admonish the stakeholders to play by the rules and not engage in any act that will undermine the peace, tranquility, and constitutional government in Rivers. What's your take, Peter?
Thank you. I think it was on Sunday evening. We went to bed on Sunday evening with news that the House of Assembly, had been gutted by fire. I think we also heard about snippets of plan by the House to impeach the governor. Like you said, impeachment is a legal process and must be followed through legally. And if the governor is guilty, he will be indicted. If he's not guilty, he will be exonerated. So it's a simple process, and it is. So, but then the governor felt that his office is threatened. That was why he resorted to the extrajudicial means he took in terms of mobilizing people, storming the assembly, and so many other things. But the assembly proceeded to remove its majority leader and a handful of other legislators who they suspect were loyal to the governor. And sat in the auditorium, not in the House of Assembly, which had been gutted by fire, in the auditorium to serve impeachment notice on the governor. Like you said, we had a flurry of comments from the governor that maybe should have been spared public space. He made a lot of comments, but that depicts the picture that we have a state of disorder in Rivers State. Possibly the governor is taking his fight to the public court, against what we can't deny is that there is a disagreement between him and his godfather. Yeah. And they are having some level of disagreement. We didn't know the kind of agreement that brought him to power, because before he became governor, nobody knew about him in the political scene. Yeah. He was handpicked by his predecessor, the then governor, and installed. And a lot of people say, yes, even the politics, he doesn't know much about the politics or the politicians, that it is the then governor that knew a lot of politicians, the politics and politicians.
That weathered the storm for him.
But then that speaks of possibly a sort of relationship we might not be aware of, before he became governor, or some factors or indices that really brought him to power. And where there is a violation, we may not even know. But from the notice of impeachment, which have been served by the State House of Assembly, we may be able to glean what actually the House has against him. Like I said before, if he is innocent, he will prove that he's innocent. If he's guilty, he will prove that. But then the situation has degenerated. I think it has gone out of the context. It has degenerated to rascality. And that is where it really is troubling, and I believe and I trust and I call on the president's government not to allow such rascality to endure. There is nothing like 8 members out of 32 members forming a parallel House of Assembly. Such rascality should not occur. If the 32 members or a majority of the 32 members do not want the governor and they have grounds for which they don't want, so be it. But let it not be that a minority will now form a house beholden to the governor and his interests and then alienate the majority, as we had in Edo State the other time. Yes. Such rascality should not be. Let everything be conducted within the ambits of the law. If everything. I also heard, I don't know whether it was true, that the chief judge was removed or whatever.
By the State House of Assembly.
I don't know. You know,
That was laughable
so
for
some
me.
of these issues are things that are intolerable in the political dispensation presently, because if we allow them, it is going to unleash a lot of if the governor has disagreement with his predecessor, let them sort it out. If they have ones that maybe impacts on the law, let the law take its course. Let everybody conduct himself within the ambits of the law. I believe that if everybody conduct, whatever be the outcome, will be acceptable to everybody, and it will not ruffle the public space, the peace of the public. So I don't really know why they, and it is too early in the life of the government for us to have this. I don't know why it should happen. Let us not have a replay of a situation where people will be taking the laws or the procedures or the constitution into their hand and forcing a lot of unconstitutional means, as I said, we had in those states.
Well, we watch as it pans out, but we are optimistic, and we will call on the federal government to watch these proceedings and not allow it to degenerate to a state of anarchy, because we have seen even some non-state actors issuing irresponsible statements.
That is the danger. You see, that's the danger when you export issues that should be settled within the constitutional ambit to the public space. You now recruit people of diverse tendencies. And your opponent recruit people of diverse.
Absolutely.
Before you know it, there will be breakdown of law.
It becomes what we call rough fight.
Yes, rough fight. Yes. I think the constitution is very, very clear. The laws of the land can settle this issue within the ambits of the law. Whoever wins or loses should take it as part of
the law. Is there. If you are dissatisfied, you go to court. Thank you very much for your take on this first stanza of the program, Peter Okpara.
Thank you.
We'll quickly go on a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned to the conversation coming to you live from TV 360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned.